Okay, mask is off, and oh, baby's bottom. I mean, truly, it might not look like a baby's bottom, but it sure feels like one. It feels like a fairy baby's bottom. It's even better. So anyway, this is an update to my update, because in some of the comments I've been getting from my video earlier, a friend, Meadow Walker, made a suggestion. She says, well, you know, instead of doing GoFundMe, why don't you just, you know, give everybody your P.O. box and say, if you want to donate to our road trip, you can. That's a very good idea. I know a lot of people do that. It's a sweet thought, but it doesn't feel right to me. And here's why. First of all, thank you for making the suggestion, Meadow Walker, because I think maybe in other instances I would have done it, but I think it's okay for others to do it. It feels wrong for me personally, and I want to tell you why. And the reason is because you know, my financial tightness right now, it's nobody's fault but my own. I've had plenty of cash. I just go through it. I hadn't really been planning this for a while, at least until after my, you know, I was living with my mom and my life was so upset. Anyway, if I were a better manager of my own resources, it would be no problem. But, you know, I got myself into this little fix, and I can get myself out. Also, you know, so many of my friends on YouTube, well, in the world in general, but on YouTube, so many of us are having trouble financially. I mean, and in much worse ways than I am. I mean, I have a lot of friends that just keeping a roof over their heads from month to month is an iffy situation. Getting enough food, being able to pay, you know, the light bill, or, you know, get shoes for the baby, whatever. I mean, cash is tight, particularly for those of us who are a little bit older, maybe had it easier in earlier years, but we've had to re-enter the workforce. Maybe a husband has died, or maybe we got laid off from our decent job that we had in the 90s and the early 2000s, and now we have to go back to work at, you know, Walmart or McDonald's or an office where we're getting minimum wage or slightly above. That's difficult. That is hard to live that way. And so I just don't feel like I have the right to ask for any cash financial help, and if somebody offered it, I would refuse it. However, there is something I wouldn't refuse, and that is, my phone's ringing, but I'm going to ignore it. That is, if any of you guys who want us to visit would be willing to let us pull our trailer up in front of your house, or if you have property onto your property, let us refill our water tanks and, you know, hang out with you for a day or so, so that we don't have to pay, like for KOA campgrounds all the time, that I would take. I would accept your hospitality, even though I wouldn't accept your cash. So, I'm just putting that out there. And in part, it's because hospitality is a two-way street. I mean, it enhances the person who gives it, and it blesses the person who receives it. So it's a nice closed system of goodness when you offer and receive hospitality. So that I would take. Like I said, I mean, if I were doing something that actually had social importance beyond myself, I'd do the GoFundMe or Kickstarter in a hot second. I mean, I've already done a Kickstarter campaign, and it was for a TV show, internet TV show that I wanted to do. You know, Kickstarter's got a lot more, Kickstarter, a lot of what people fund is the arts and that sort of thing. So I didn't feel weird about saying, hey, you know what, we need $5 grand in order to hire some actors or blah, blah, whatever it was we were doing. And even though that didn't fund, that was okay. It was a really good experience to learn how to do that. I wasn't asking for it for me personally. It was for, I mean, we weren't like going to pay ourselves out of the Kickstarter. It was going to allow us to hire some actors, hire a little bit of web programming and stuff like that, some CGI and that sort of thing. So anyway, that kind of concludes what I wanted to tack onto my video. So, you know, I If you want me to come sleep in your front yard, just let me know. I'm there. Bye.